And so this is another edge of the entire world. So now the sun's coming up, that's always a good thing. And something I like about Minecraft is that you can just build and build and build and just keep going and going. What would be good is if I could get more people to join in, like multiplayer, to come in and interact and stuff, but or even better if it was written so that the villagers actually interacted more. But what I like about some of these generated worlds is their variety, having places where it snows, places where it rains and thunders, and having big dense jungles, having woodland, having desert type areas. I quite like all the variety. And in we go. So I built this bit because if it's not in creative mode, it's so long to get anywhere. So I created, obviously in creative I can do what I'm doing now. Not creative, I want to place a minecart there, and I'll travel on the minecart. So this is another area that I built a load of things. I built this building here, which again, the top is full of doors so that I can have plenty of villagers. And so I do literally get villagers mating and spawning new villagers all the time, which is quite cool. I've done a bit of farming here in the desert. That's my wife's house. She wanted a pink house. This is my wife's house here. And everything has fences around it, obviously, to try and keep zombies and spiders and what have you all one side. This house is my house. So that house over there is like lots of apartments for the villagers. Someone's been here. Look like a skeleton. So I haven't done a carpet or anything yet, but this is my house. And I've added to that monument. That pyramid thing was already there. I've just added some bits to it on the inside, and I've also built this roller coaster. So you climb up one side, and what I wanted was just to build something that went from the highest possible point down to the lowest possible point. So it doesn't take long to go on. Doesn't take long to go on, but you can go from the highest point that's possible. You trigger the grid. You go all the way down to the lowest point that's possible. There. The annoying thing is, okay, you can go back up. Just trying to get back up again. Come on, you can do it. So I've tried to give this some power. There. And exit. So what you'll also notice is that, as well as doing that other path that cuts right across everything, I did a Minecart path that cut right across. And keeping this going was a challenge. I initially started building it all without... Oh. Now, I think I've got dents in my path from people attacking it. So I'll try and keep people out as best as I can. Hello, doggy. Place another one. Now, I built all of this initially, surprisingly perhaps, without having it on creative mode. Mind the sheep. Hello sheep, you're heading off on a journey. And when I started, I built these buildings here. So there's that one there, just a 3-story property. Seems to have a pig in it. And that was just an outside place. But this was my main house. So these villagers seem to want to go in my house. The villagers all have their own houses. And I built onto their town. I built this house for me. So again, it's got some libraries. If I head up first, that can see into a villager's house, and this is on top of a villager's house. So again, I initially created all this when I wasn't in creative mode. So I needed to build things that were able to protect myself and the villagers. So I needed to be able to have access to the roof, because I wanted to be able to get zombies and things from the roof if I needed to. And I built this tunnel as a sort of escape tunnel, which comes to 2 places. One is this way, and leads this little underground and undersea. I love things underwater, so it's undersea room, an area here. And the other one going this way, leads out here. And then what I've also got is a room over there too. So that bit there that you can see there, all that glass, was I surrounded a spider with glass, trying to trap a spider, but the spider's vanished now. So I decided, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a ballroom under the sea? Who wouldn't want that? So I created this undersea ballroom. That's all this really is. Again, to create it, I had to dig under the sea, lay all the stones, filling the whole space in, and then deleting all the stones that I didn't want. I'm very confused. Yeah, I love all of these. Get out of here now. All of these temples that you find, I think they're quite cool. And I'd built that Minecraft cart route that I've just travelled on because it led straight to where I first started playing this game, when I started playing it initially on this, creating all this. So there is, I mentioned that I've got a little mountain top place again. I created it in conditions similar to what we're seeing now. The sun was going down and I was suddenly vulnerable. I didn't have many resources and there was this little outcrop here, so I created a fence for myself and then created a house the other side of the fence on the outcrop, sort of in the rocks that were up here. I've just added a glass floor so I could see what was going on beneath me. But that was, I just created this really just because I needed to find a way of being safe. So I created it on the outcrop, dug it out a little bit, so some of this was already here, and then added a roof to it, knowing that the only way something can get to me is through this bit here. So that's a way of staying safe for the night. And as you can see down there, there was another. I was travelling and I needed to find a way of making myself safe, so I created a wall around a little island that I ended up finding myself on to try and keep safe there. And there is the first place I ever created. I keep losing it, so I've added a big tall light on top. So this is the first place other than in the tutorial that I created to try and make it safe. It was just literally creating enough space for a bed and then just turning it into something over a period of a few days and nights on Minecraft.